Welcome back to New Day Northwest. Right now we're going to spend some time discussing something that's unfortunately become all too familiar. Another mass shooting, this time at an outlet mall near Dallas, killed 8 people, including 3 young children. With these horrific events happening again and again and again and again, parents have to figure out the best way to support their kids who may be feeling anxious, don't understand what's going on. So here to guide us is Marcelle Waldman, a former educator and the creator of FeelLinks, because it really is about a lot of feelings. It's not easy for parents. You know, I don't watch the news at home a lot in front of my kids, but you see it.
Yes.
On my devices at home that have screens. It says, this is what happened, and my kids look to me and they go, Mommy, what happened? It's not easy to find the words as a parent. And I imagine these conversations are very much age-focused, but there are some commonalities when addressing our children, right?
Absolutely. You know, I would say the first things first is that it's really important for our children to hear these things from us. And I do believe that, you know, we need to look at their age, we need to look at where they're at.
Yeah.
You know, the Academy of Pediatrics will say 8 and under, really depending on their level of understanding or their, you know, just being able to have conversation about it, really coming up with like a statement.
Okay,
so really,
a statement.
A statement such as, in this instance, maybe, you know, a angry person or a bad person did something, you know, and hurt other people. So something that's more very specific, tangible to that child to really understand. But then that information coming from, like you said, social media or a television or a conversation that a child overhears at school.
Yeah.
The best place for them to hear that is from us. So when we're looking at our older aged kids, you know, what do they already know? And that's a great question to ask when you want to tell them about something that has happened, these traumatic events, because they may not already know, or they may have heard a little something. So kind of test them, see if they know something, and then start in with sharing. Because what we're sharing then with our children is not only what happened, but also where our values as a family sit.
Do you suggest then bringing it up to them or waiting till they come to you?
Oh, I absolutely think that it is our job to bring it up to them.
Okay, so
you know, our children are having active shooter drills in schools. So we know that they are hearing about these things, even to the, you know, it's no longer the fire drills and the earthquake drills. We have added other drills to our children's lives because it is happening. So they are aware enough that we really should be the messenger and talking to them.
How do you reassure them? Because honestly, this is the thing I struggle with so much as a parent. Like, I really wish I could keep you safe all the time.
Yes.
But I don't.
Yes.
I can't.
Right.
How do you reassure them to keep them safe?
I think the most important thing that we can tell our children is that we are, at all costs, going to keep them safe. We are going to protect them. That's our job as parents and caretakers, right? Unfortunately, we cannot promise our children that any longer. We can't promise them. And so I would not use those words. I would let them know at all costs, I am and will always do everything to keep you safe and protected and that you love them.
Yeah. So we were talking about the television. Things spread so fast on social media too, and you say take a break.
Take a break. Not only for our children to overhear that constant media coverage when these horrific events are happening, but also for our own anxieties, you know, around this. So in order for us to sort of, you know, we need to be paying attention. We need to be, you know, even getting involved in any way that we can or feel comfortable to when it comes to support or, you know, these incidences. But we also need to take a break because we are the tone setters for our children.
Yeah, that's true.
And if we are continuously holding all of that anxiety and all of that,
they're going to feel it.
They are going to feel it.
Yeah. I think that, I get that. I feel seen right now. No, it's true. And then I think it's one thing that I was told that you always say is that it's important to validate their feelings, their questions, their fears. Like, it's okay, I hear you.
Yes.
Tell me what to say to them.
So our children may not all have the words right now, especially our younger kids. So they may use, you know, our sad, mad, angry type words. So using grief or using, their anxiety, those are kind of bigger words and vocabularies for our children to know at a young age.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, I also believe that it's okay for us to tell our children, like, I feel scared also.
Yeah.
Or this is also something that makes me feel anxious. So whatever the words are that they're using, validating that you hear them and that you're also feeling that as well, because it is making it normal.
Yeah.
But I would not process your emotions with your child.
Okay, yes.
No matter what age, really.
That is key. Do it on your own.
Yes.
Bring it to the kid later.
Yes, absolutely.
That's so good.
Because that can cause way more anxiety for your children, especially our younger kids. And I think that when I sort of mentioned this before, but our older kids, what we need to look at in our youth right now is they are doers. Thank goodness. We have so many doers right now. So whether that is they want to ask you how you are supporting a cause or supporting, the survivors of a situation, let them know what you're doing, or what do they want to do together with you.
Yeah, I don't want to cut you off, but I do want to talk about something important because we only have about a minute left. You wanted to talk about the fact, because we're talking about guns, the shootings. Kids are asking about the guns.
Yes.
You say it's important to talk to them about practicing gun safety as well.
Absolutely.
Like they could go over to someone's house who may have guns in the home.
Exactly. And so, it's really important that we talk about guns and what they can do and what they are actually for.
Yeah.
And for our children to understand that, when we go over to someone's home, there may be guns or there may be in your own home, right? But are they locked up properly? Are there ammo set separately, right? So what are the guidelines and what are the things around guns, and what is the the values and beliefs in your home and what to do if they're in a situation, how to handle it.
How to handle it, have that conversation. Thank you so much, Marcelle.